Thank you, Well. It's great to see everyone here. Welcome. And thank you, Well, for your leadership. And thank you for the leadership for our board. And of course, for all of our gardens that are here tonight. My grandparents immigrated to the United States from Poland. My father's parents settled in South Amherst, Ohio, because of the Cleveland quarries. The company recruited immigrants from Europe to mine and carve sandstone. Erie Street, where my grandparents lived, was home to people from Poland, Italy, Switzerland, and Germany. Each family on the street spoke its own language and eventually learned English, shared their cuisines with each other, continued their cultural traditions from back home, and learned how things got done in America. Each family, what a contribution they made, carving stone for buildings and monuments throughout the country and Northeast Ohio, including the historic Guardians of Traffic pylons on the Hope Memorial Bridge and Old Stone Church. The Cleveland quarry laborers also mined, cut, and carved the stone for many of the cultural gardens. The reason I'm telling you this is because it's just one example of the untold stories of our immigrant communities and the still untold stories of our Native American and African American communities here in Cleveland. Whether they were laborers or professionals making contributions in medicine or science, or civic activists, their persistence, perseverance, hard work, and talent have mined, carved, built, and shaped us. The work of the Federation is to tell those stories and share the gifts of our communities with the public. I want to talk to you a little bit about how we're going to do that. In 2021, we launched our World on Stage, a performing arts series at the Peace Plaza. This showcases music and dance from different cultures and provides the public with a glimpse into the many ethnic traditions of our gardens. We plan to expand and improve this series and make it a must-see for people wanting great entertainment. Of course, we will continue to grow One World Day, which we are very proud of how One World Day has become such a grand and popular event for Cleveland. We will also seek opportunities for smaller events in partnership with other organizations. Ethnic dance classes, crafts or cooking classes, discussion forums, the possibilities are endless. The point will be to activate our spaces more often so that people will keep coming back. We've heard rumors that the city might want to shut down MLK a couple more times throughout the summer besides One World Day, and so we have to get ready for that. Education, on the education front. We often give tours to school groups, but these are usually one-offs. The groups stay for an hour as part of a class or a field trip. Our hope is to establish more meaningful programs which will enrich children's academic experiences and outcomes. We hope to create stronger ties between the schools and the gardens. People like you who are the real experts about your home countries and your cultures. We hope especially to create ties with Stoneburg Montessori Michael R. White School, which is just across the street from the gardens on East Boulevard. Discussions are underway about that, and this could be a very exciting venture. Also on our long-term wish list, we want to develop a self-guided audio tour of the gardens, and work on ways to improve parking and accessibility. Part and parcel of all our efforts, of course, is support for our gardens. The Federation is continuing to push for infrastructure improvements, such as extending water lines and better lighting. Lastly, I want to mention our participation in the Restore Rockefeller Committee, an initiative to improve the half of Rockefeller Park that is not the gardens, primarily on the west side of MLK. Over the decades, access points into the park have been eliminated. Hiking trails that once curved through the woods also were abandoned. This has made it hard for neighborhood residents to get into the park. Restore Rockefeller is trying to recreate these amenities. We support this project, which will bring more people to the park and to the gardens, and restore equity to the largest public green space in Cleveland. All of these initiatives will tell the story that was begun by our ancestors and is being passed down by all of you. Some of our families were here from the beginning. Some arrived after 1619. Some came after World War I and World War II and in the decades following. Some have arrived within the past decade or even in the last few years. They are all the stones upon which our region was built and is being built. Each stone supports those above it and beside it, and each contributes to a strong and lasting monument. Thank you for being here, and may we continue to build our city together.